when outside opens, we weren't ready. All the quote-quote work that we did on our mindsets and our mental health throughout the pandemic, outside opened, and it kind of just felt like all of that just went out the window. Like, where'd it go? Where'd my sanity go? What is up, you guys? It's your girl, MissChis, and I'm so glad to be back here on YouTube with you. It's been a hot minute, but I'm back with a chatty video. You guys, we're gonna talk about outside because we need to discuss this. I'm over outside. It's overrated. I'm tired. My money has finished. FOMO is back. I don't even know what's going on anymore. All I know is that I just want to sit in my house dress, wearing little to no makeup for the rest of the summer. Is that allowed? But before we get into this video, of course, let me run it back really quick. What is up? It's your girl, MissChis. I've been gone for a minute, but I'm back. I'm back in action. I'm back, and I have a plan for YouTube, you guys. We're on the journey to 1K. So be sure to comment on this video. Make sure you like this video, and make sure you subscribe to my channel because we're on the move. Come party with Barbie. Let's get into it. It's interesting that I'm using the term party with Barbie still, considering I've been looking hit for the last like 2.5 weeks, and I don't want to party anymore. Yeah, so that brings me to the main subject of this video. We're talking about the pressure to be outside, the whole concept of outside in general, and why I'm just like over it and I think it's overrated. I promise it's not just because I'm broke now. I promise that's not the only reason, but that's one of the reasons. But we'll get into the main reason in a little bit. So if you guys catch me looking down, as usual, I have my notes here because I'm not coming back on YouTube and being uninformed. That would be silly. That's not what you guys came here for. Thank you very much. I'm at home right now. I want to stay home, and it's because I'm over outside, and I realized this a little while ago. It was probably like mid-July, right? So I gone to Houston to run the streets and spend some time with my family, but I got home and I just felt so exhausted that I actually thought I had the novel coronavirus. I got tested, I was clear. Thank you God, thank you vaccination, thank you science. But I just said to myself, you know what? This is my body literally telling me that I need to slow down, that I need to take a break, that I need to chill. And it's funny because my body's always been this way. If I get stressed, if I get overwhelmed, if I remember doing too much, my body will know before my mind will know. And I'll get sick and I'll be like, you have to stop doing the most. So that's what happens for me, but I know it's not like that for everyone. So yeah, you guys, I get back from Texas. I'm tired. I don't want to do anything. And I look at my calendar and I'm looking at my texts and things like that. And I realized that I actually booked myself for the entire summer. Early on in May, I swore on my Instagram story, I will be outside all summer. I will be outside all summer. I will be outside all summer. And lo and behold, I actually made it happen. I'm so like, but I made it happen, you guys. Like, if you look at my calendar, should I show you guys my calendar? All right, I'll show you. So I'm pretty old school. So every summer since I was like 14, I've printed out calendars for like the 3 months of summer. I look at it and say, fill it up regular. Let's do it. Let's be outside again. Obviously, I didn't do this last summer, but now that it's 2021, I said, I'm 22 years old. I need to be outside. I need to be living. I need to be doing the most because I have to make up for all this lost time. Like, what if we go inside again? I should be having all these experiences, blah, blah, blah. And so I went and booked myself literally every single weekend for the entire summer. Boom, 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 boom. Stuff. I don't even know if you guys can see this properly. And these are the dates that are crossed out. But every single weekend I had a function, if not stuff during the week as well. And I was just kind of looking at this when I got back from Texas, and I was just like, for real? I made all these commitments. I'm obligated to be here. And that's the thing, like, that's one sign that you actually need to not be outside anymore, when you're fun endeavors start feeling like obligations. Comment if you want me to do a video about that. Signs you need to go back inside, because these things were coming to me like visions. I was just like, wow, it's the year of realizing stuff. Anyway, you guys saw my calendar. You guys saw that I was booked. I saw that I was booked. And I said, wow, slow. So now I know I have a couple things that are set for the rest of the month, but I said, you know what? It's time for me to actively reclaim my time. It's time for me to actively turn down things and decongest my schedule, because this is not sustainable. I cannot be outside like this for the sake of my wallet, but also for the sake of my mental health, you guys. And that's the next part I really want to get into. And I think that it's really just important to discuss this component of outside and this component of this current moment that we're in, because I feel like it's doing people in, and they can't really give words to what exactly they're feeling. Obviously, this is just how I'm feeling, but let me know if you relate to this down in the comments, you guys. Basically, I had some realizations. My main argument is that when outside opens, we weren't ready. I know I wasn't ready, but I'd like to be bold and say that we as a society were not ready. We're not ready from a global health standpoint, period. Why are you saying we can take off our masks when like less than 50% of Americans are vaccinated? That was an L. But I'm not really here to talk about the health component of this pandemic. Well, at least not like the actual like viral health component, because I don't know enough about that. I know that for a fact. But anyway, we were not ready from a global health standpoint, and not even just like America, I'm talking global health. And that's why this whole pandemic is an L, because this is the era of individualism. Let me just sort out my country and my people. But no, the way this disease works is that we are truly all in this together, and we didn't get that, and we just opened up and we said some people are vaccinated, cases are going down, let's just get it popping again. And that's capitalism for you, but that's not why we're here today. We're not here today to hear me rant about capitalism. Going back to this idea that we weren't ready, you guys. We weren't ready from the health standpoint. I know I was not ready from the financial standpoint. I forgot how much outside costs, and that's without us adding up the fact that prices have been hiked because people know that there's increased demand, because everyone's saying they're outside. I was not ready. I mean, I had some money saved, but I was just not ready for that sensation of money just flying out of my account again. I was not ready to see my statement at the end of my trip in Tulum. I was in Tulum minding my own business. I was supposed to be gone for like the weekend, and people just said, just extend your trip. Just extend it. I said, okay. I wasn't ready to be outside again because the sense was not there. The math was not mathing, and it's still not mathing, but we're kind of reining it in. We're reining it in, luckily. But yeah, damage has been done. Anyways, finance is not ready. The ensembles and the looks were not ready. You guys, I forgot how to do my makeup. I forgot how to lay a wig. My hairstylist stopped taking my calls. It was slow for the ensembles and the physical component. I was sensible enough to give myself a little bit of grace and not hold myself to any like crazy attractive standards. I didn't say like I need to come out of quarantine looking like a babe. I mean, honestly, maybe I did say that. But did I do that? No. I still have some of my quarantine weight on me, and I've kind of made peace with it, but at the same time, I just like was not ready to be running the streets again. And that's the next thing I'll get to. My stamina has completely changed, you guys. I don't know what I was doing back in the day in undergrad, but if I go out for like 2 nights in a weekend, trust and believe, I'm dead for the next like 2 to 3 days. Like, I cannot function. And that's me. Like, I'm lucky enough not to be working this summer, so I have time to recuperate. But for all you people that don't have that time, how? Is it Pedialyte? Is it prayer? Tell me how. No, seriously, tell me how. Comment down below how you bounce back after a bender, after you're just running the streets for too many days in a row. Tell me how you bounce back, because I'm struggling a lot with that, and that was part of the reason I knew I had to stay home and sit down. Yeah, guys, so those are some of the funnier reasons. Those are some of the reasons we've been like seeing on Twitter and things like that too that I very much related to. But I think the most clear / most important sign that we weren't ready to be outside was the fact that like all the quote work that we did on our mindsets and our mental health throughout the pandemic, outside opens, and it kind of just felt like all of that just went out the window. Like, where'd it go? Where'd my sanity go? I just feel like all that good work, kind of just disappeared the minute outside opened again. All these things that like I haven't felt in a hot minute, such as FOMO, such as anxiety to be outside, such as the fact that I'm like missing out on certain experiences I should be having in my 20s. All these things that I hadn't really thought much about during the pandemic because I had no other choice but to sit inside. All these thoughts just came flooding back to me, and I already have like anxious tendencies as an individual, so I do tend to overthink things. But I found my emotions being almost a bit like manic. I'm not using that in like the clinical term, but I'm using it in the sense that I was just very harried, like all over the place. And I remember at the beginning of the summer, when I made this schedule, when I set it up so that I had things going every single weekend, I was talking to my mom about it, and she was very much like, is it by force? Can you calm down? Can you relax? And I was just like, you don't understand. I have to be certain places. I'm missing opportunities. I should have done this by the time I'm 22. I don't know as many people as I should. Like, I just had all these ideas of how my life ought to be in this time period at this age that I'm at. And I wasn't even taking into consideration the fact that I'm like a different person now and that we're still in the midst of a very traumatic period and a very heavy period. I've been blessed enough not to actually have to deal with grief that head on during the pandemic, but so many people are. And those people too are feeling all this like societal pressure to be outside, get back to normal, meet this guy, experience this, go on dates, go clubbing, be in Tulum. Why was Tulum the only place we could go on vacation this year? That's a whole separate question. Yeah, people are feeling this pressure and they've dealt with even like more than I have during the pandemic. And I know I'm kind of feeling it and I know it's not good for me. I imagine it's even more debilitating for them. Maybe it's more debilitating for you. So I just kind of had to sit back and put things in perspective a couple weeks ago. And that's the current season I'm in. I'm slowing down because I know that being outside every weekend, like, it's been fun, it's been real, but I don't necessarily think I found what I was looking for at many moments. Like, am I feeling fulfilled by outside? No. And I think that's okay. I don't think outside should be my only source of fulfillment in this life. One thing I learned how to do really well during the pandemic was entertain myself / figure out what makes me happy when I don't necessarily have parties to go to and people to see and concerts. Figure out what makes me happy in the midst of all this suffering, all this death, just all this loss. Like, I had to figure that out, and I'm sure plenty of other people did too. But the minute I could be outside again and people were feeding me all this information that, oh, we're back, everything's going back to normal, I don't know. I think I forgot about all that I learned about myself. And I learned it through the fire, I learned it through suffering, but honestly, I'm glad I learned it anyway. These are the sort of things that it's important to learn. It's important to know about yourself. If I could take back the pandemic, I obviously would. But that's the one thing like we need to actually be like honest with ourselves about / realize for ourselves. That whole time / this whole time period isn't gonna be like lost time or whatever. It wasn't time that we can just skip over. Yes, it feels like, haha, like I don't remember anything since 2019, blah, blah, blah. But is it that you don't remember anything, or is it that you blocked it out? Which one is it? Sorry. So we need to be a little bit more honest with ourselves, a little bit more real with ourselves, and let's not lose any of that productive thinking we did, any of that productive work we did during the tougher months of lockdown, now that outside is open again. Because honestly, outside is overrated, you guys. If you were feeling unfulfilled while you were in lockdown, you're not gonna feel fulfilled while you're in outside / no, let me say it right. If you're feeling unfulfilled during lockdown, you're not gonna be automatically fulfilled by outside. And the other thing that's tricky about this too is that outside, or the concept of outside, hasn't necessarily become, oh, I can go visit my family again, I can see my nieces and nephews, I can see my partner, I can do this, this, and this. It hasn't necessarily been the idea of coming together again with other people. I feel like outside has like a very like messy, like connotation, which is also a bit of a negative thing to me too, because I think outside / being outside / this summer really, when restrictions were eased, was a lot more about reconciliation / coming together with people you hadn't seen in a while, and a little less about like shaking my butt in a section, even though I did do that. And it was good. Outside isn't just like the streets. I think outside and the streets have been conflated in a kind of problematic way. All that connecting with people that we are looking forward to doing, it doesn't have to be public, it doesn't have to be financially invasive, it doesn't have to be at a luxury restaurant, it doesn't have to be at a resort. You can just go over to someone's house, bake some bread, and that's still a good time. I just feel like we're all a little bit swept up in the idea of outside and we're forcing it, and it's not by force. Don't force yourself. We have been through too much as a people, as a society, to be forcing ourselves to do anything at this point. And I just think it's being dragged. It's being dragged. So you guys, I'm gonna wrap up this video here because I've been chatting for a hot minute now. But yeah, the conclusion I want you guys to take away from this video / what I keep reminding myself is that A, is not by force, is never by force. You guys will probably be hearing me say that phrase a lot because I'll be doing chatty videos, but like, it's never by force in this life, and it's never by force that we have to be outside. What I want for all of us is to get rid of this like societal pressure to be outside. For all the people who are saying like, oh, I need to do X, Y, and Z, my 20s are supposed to be crazy, blah, blah, blah. Like, yes, we've lost a lot, but I think our 20s were going to be different than any other generation because we as people are fundamentally different than any other generation. So this idea of like what my 20s were meant to be like, Why are you nostalgic for a time you never had? You don't know how the 20s actually are. These are the things that I have to keep reminding myself, and I wanted to tell you guys about it too, because it's just like so important. Like, where did we get this idea of our 20s from? I mean, we can blame pop culture, but why did we internalize it like that? And the other side to this is that it's important not to let anxiety ever rule your life, any facet of your life. Do not let anxiety run that. But on top of that, like, if we go back into lockdown, we go back into lockdown. That's what I had to tell myself, you guys, and that's what I'm here to tell you. I'm a one-time for the one-time babe, but I don't want to feel forced to do anything. Like, going back to that original statement, it's never by force, and you can't be forcing yourself to be outside because you're like, what if I can't be outside tomorrow? You can't live in fear. You gotta live in faith, babe. You gotta live in faith. Anyway, you guys, I think that's it for me today. I hope you guys could follow this video because I really just wanted to get all this stuff off my chest. If you relate to any of the points I made or any of the stuff that I've said, please comment down below. If you think there's anything I should have added to this video, please comment down below as well. Also, if you think that I'm wrong / what I've said is just like, no, you're taking it the completely wrong way, please comment down below too, because I'm always open to changing my mindset. Anyway, you guys, that's all from me. Once again, it's been your girl, MissChis. We're back and better. We're back to chatting on the internet. What a time to be alive. Let me know what you guys would like to see from me. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you comment on this video. And please, 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 please make sure you subscribe to my channel. We're on the journey to 1K. I really want to hit 1K before like the summer's over. I think it's possible, you guys. Like this video, comment, and then subscribe. Subscribing is the most important part. Subscribe for me, guys. Yeah, so that's it for this video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Take it easy, peace and blessings, and sending you good health as well. Bye.